Hi guys, welcome to Bookkeeping Mama, Bookkeeping Advocate. My name is Trevonna Parker, and if you guys are new here, you probably are saying, hey, there's a name change, and there is a name change. We're gonna get into all the details of why there was a name change shortly, I guess, as I create more videos, but I am very still partial to 9+. That is near and dear to my heart. And it's just gonna be like a hub for all of my other finance ventures. But I just wanted to welcome you guys to Bookkeeping Mama, Bookkeeping Advocate. Again, I'm Trevonna Parker. For those of you who are new here, I am a Christian, I'm a wife, and I'm a mom, just like many of you. But I also happen to be a bookkeeping mama and a financial coach and advocate, a financial literacy coach and advocate. So I'm on a mission really to help everyday families to avoid generational paycheck to paycheck living, or worse, generational poverty. And I'm gonna do that, Lord willing, by teaching moms just like you how to maintain the basic concepts of financial literacy, bookkeeping, and some other money concepts that's going to help them to protect their families, nix their mortgages, defeat their debt, tame their taxes, make more, and then finally live free. And that's where that whole bookkeeping aspect comes in, all while still glorifying Christ. So I'm actually on a journey of discovery myself, but I want you guys to come along if you are interested in a practical roadmap that will help you to find financial peace, all from a Christian woman's perspective. Then I want you to please stick around. Please watch the rest of this video. Then go ahead and like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and then of course click the notification bell so that you are alerted whenever I upload a video, because my plan is to start uploading videos more regularly, Lord willing. So now that we've covered all of that, let's get into why I'm here. Because again, if you know me, you've seen me as a real reading advocate, and you know that I've focused heavily on just trying to get reading to the masses. You guys know that I really tried hard to work with the school system, work with parents, work with the teachers. So for those of you who are new, let me just go back a few steps and just see. Okay, so I started working with children in my local library, working with first through third graders. Then I went down to working with preschoolers, and then I up to working with middle schoolers as well. The parents saw great results. I don't think I've had any complaints about somebody not getting any results. So parents would begin to request that I work with their students, their children, outside of the library. Unfortunately, many of the parents who needed my services were unable to afford my services, and therefore there were children that couldn't have the basic functions of reading. So I began to reach out to the schools, because I said, hey, these kids can't read, these school scores are down. If I can help them to read, then everybody wins. They didn't want to do that. So the students still continue to suffer. I reached out to hundreds of superintendents, principals, reached out to my state, reached out to the federal government. I just was really trying. I got a lot of rejection. And unfortunately, you know, as much as I wanted to sustain the energy, you really can't use your funds to fund something so big. So I ended up doing a GoFundMe to try to garner support. And I think eventually that would have worked, because there are so many good-hearted people who actually do care about things like that. However, it just was not sustainable by the time I made it to that point. By the time I had made it to that point, I had even started to talk about parents, you know, even incorporating into my training for the parents to teach them solvency, to teach them finances. I had learned so much by that time. Again, that never went anywhere, but at that point I had realized something was missing. Solvency, basic understanding about money. And the reason I'm sharing this all with you guys is because I think it will resonate. And again, I apologize. I know I've said that 2 years ago when I made my last video before I updated the channel that I didn't have a microphone. I actually do have a microphone right here. I got one. I just don't know how to work it. And I would not have made this video if I just keep going around trying to figure out things. It's the end of the day and I need to record this video because I want to be consistent for myself and for you guys, for my family. But so by that time I had begun focusing on financial literacy, solvency, because I realized, hey, when it comes to your finance, no one's coming to save you. And in fact, many people want to see you hindered, because when you're hindered, then they can use you for their purposes. And when you're mentally hindered and you're not financially literate, they can really use you for your purposes. So there was a big snowball effect in my mind that led to, hey, illiteracy with reading is connected to illiteracy with finances. And so that's when so many things happen. And then, and I'm going to be really brief because this can be a long story. And then though, my family had I won't say catastrophic because it wasn't catastrophic, but there was an event, a claim, an insurance event where there was something going on with the weather in our area, and we ended up with a freeze, and the freeze took us out of our home for a very long period of time. I don't know why I'm so shocked. I was really actually shocked at the time, and I don't know why, because it was so bad that we were like sweeping water out of our house. Front door, the back door, sweeping water out of our house just so that we could not be electrocuted. This was per our plumber's instructions. So it was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. We had no power, we had no heat, and we were using our cell phones. We were sweeping water out, and our insurance company told us to stay put. We tried that for a day, but then the house began to smell, and so we're like, this is not okay. We don't know whether they're going to cover this claim or not, but it really doesn't matter. We're out of here. So we left, and it became a long fight with the insurance company. And ultimately, we ended up getting a private, I always say private, it's a public adjuster. The public adjuster was there to make sure that, well, he basically fought for us. And we found out while we were displaced, which was about 3 whole months, we found out that there were other families that were going through what we were going through. And I apologize, I'm talking so fast trying to get this video out before my power goes out, before a baby runs in the door, something along those lines. Just bear with me. I'm trying to work on consistency more than anything. So we found out that other people were struggling with this as well. So that made me really mad. And I have a tendency when I'm mad to research. So while we were fighting, while we were displaced, I began researching. I began to research about solvency. I wanted to make sure that we would never have to be in a situation where we depended so heavily on the insurance company. Now, we're told that we pay for our insurance, they're going to be there for you. I mean, that's what the commercial says, right? But there is something that's key, and people can prey on the minds of people who are not very familiar with what can and what should be done. So my husband was working. I didn't have any employment. Well, I had this like part-time situation, but my husband is the breadwinner. He has worked and sustained our family for decades, and I am truly thankful for him. But I said, at least I can do the research. I can go in, I can delve into all of this to free him. He doesn't have to focus on trying to understand all things about money while he's out there making the money. So I went and I did the research. Now by this time, our adjuster was fighting, and I want you guys to stick around to the end of the video so that I can share with you the outcome of the fight. So I researched. I researched traditional things like retirement plans. I looked into 401ks and IRA. I ended up signing up for an IRA. I looked into investment, infinite banking and family banking. I ended up becoming a licensed life insurance agent. I looked into different careers and careers that made more money that you can do without having to go off and be away from your family. I became a certified Scrum Master. I was really on it, and I was really serious because, hey, I had a family I had a family that was relying on us having the skills and the ability, the knowledge to be able to take our current situation and make it something great for future generations. As I told you guys, or did I even tell you guys, that my goal, yeah, I did tell you guys at the beginning of this video, to help everyday families avoid generational paycheck to paycheck living, or worse, generational poverty. And that's where I was. starting right here in this family. And so in the end, I got into bookkeeping. And I want to say bookkeeping in the sense of understanding numbers is so important. There's a statement that accounting is the language of business. So true. There's a statement that bookkeepers are the foundation of businesses. So true. And that's going to tie into so many things as you guys go with me on the journey on this channel. But one thing I wanted to say is that bookkeeping and the concept of transactions, because bookkeeping is recording transactions, it's categorizing the transactions, recording the transactions, and then producing statements, financial statements. The concepts matter so much in life. You produce, you categorize the things that you want to do. So as I told you, the channel before I changed the name, we would talk, and we're going to continue talking about these things because they're very important. But we would talk about faith, family, finances, fitness, fun, all in the aspect of femininity. And we would talk about those different buckets. That's a categorization, just like bookkeeping. If we talk about reconciling is just matching what's over here to what's over here. So if I say I want to be better with my faith, is that matching the transactions that I'm putting in? If I say I want to be better with my finances, is that matching the transactions that I'm putting in? If I say I want to be better for my family, is that matching the transactions that I'm putting in? And then those statements. In the end, I get to put those things together to find out where I'm at, where my goals are. I'm looking right here. I'm looking at the camera this way. I should be looking this way. So I apologize. I'm all over the place. It's been a long, long time, and it's been a long day. This video was not supposed to be this long. But I wanted to say that because I got here from that journey, and I'm also understanding things, and I'm putting things together. So this channel is not going to be just about bookkeeping. It's about Bookkeeping Mama, Bookkeeping Advocate. I want to tell you guys a little bit more about that in my next video. But it's not just going to be about bookkeeping. It's going to be about us learning. It's going to be about us not relying on other outside entities to make sure that we are okay and that our families are okay. As I've talked to more moms, I've learned that this is a big situation, and it's a heavy situation, especially as we watch our children grow up. What are we giving them? Have we given them this information for knowledge for finances? And there's so much that goes into that. I want to say this though. I want you guys to just kind of stop and think how you feel when you have to pay a loan, or how you feel when you have to rely on an entity in the way in which we had to rely on that insurance company. And guys, they were dragging their feet. They really did not want to give us the funds for our claim. And stick around to the end of the video and I'll tell you the results. Lord willing, I remember the results. Let me just take a look at my notes just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. But, and I want you guys to just tell me, like, in the comments, please be very interactive. I need you, like, support and to know that I'm trying to get the shadows. I don't have my lights right, so I'm trying to get the shadows out of my face. But please just stick in the comments and let me know how you feel. Just even a thumbs up or thumbs down, just something to just interaction so that we can get the, support for YouTube algorithm about how you're feeling about when a loan comes your way, when you have to take out a loan, and when you don't have the support that you need, or you don't have the systems put in place for your family, or watching your children make some of the mistakes that you made and you wish you could learn, or you wish you had learned better ways to teach them. And about finances, I don't want to go on to the nitty-gritty and all the details of the stuff that you wish you could have taught your kids and the things that you did, but just about finances, okay? So I wanted to say, there's a scripture that says, the rich ruleth over the poor. The borrower is the servant of the lender. And that's in Proverbs chapter 22, I want to say verse 7. And it's very important for us to understand this. Now, I know as we go through the scriptures, and again, this is all about coming from a Christian woman's perspective. I know many people will not, feel okay hearing that. And of course, that means that this is probably not the channel for you, and that's okay for all of us. But I know that the Old Testament is not written for our following, okay? The Old Testament is written for our learning. We're in the days where the New Testament is our guide, right? But that is very key. And it's true, like when we see, I'm trying to get this lighting, the light's going down. Flip this light on for me, babe. Everything's getting dark around me. I tried to do this early in the day, but I had so much going on. It was just crazy. So I had to go here and go to the end of the day. But I'm gonna get it in. If it looks crazy, it is what it is. So anyway, I just wanted to say that the borrower is a servant to the lender. And the lenders are not all kind-hearted, and they know. So when I was thinking of Bookkeeping Mama, Bookkeeping Advocate, I wanted to make it something that was not just about bookkeeping in the sense of, hey, here, start a bookkeeping business and it'll change your life. I see a lot of those out there and I believe in the bookkeeping model. However, I wanted to be something else. So I am a bookkeeping mama. I'm a bookkeeping advocate, and I want to explain more about what that looks like, Lord willing, in my next video. But before I leave, you guys, I'm getting ready to go, but before I leave, I do want to say that when we fought with our public adjuster's assistant, we ended up getting over 10 times what they originally tried to pay us for our claim. That means that what they tried to pay us was not going to cover the costs. And that's on top of us having a deductible. It is very serious. We have to understand the concepts of money if we want to be respected, if we want to be, if we want to pass the information down to our children, and if we want to just think outside of the box. The masses think the way they're told to think, and therefore they're treated the way the bigger entities and the powers that be want them to be treated. And that's all I have to say about that. So guys, again, welcome to Bookkeeping Mama, Bookkeeping Advocate. I am here to help you on your journey to protect your family, nix your mortgage, defeat your debt, tame your taxes, make more, and live free, all while glorifying Christ. So you guys have a great day. Bye-bye. God bless you. Keep your money safe.